On Terra, a world choked by ash and smog, a palace stands that dwarfs empires. It's a mountain of marble and sorrow, a monument to a god who cannot die. And through its ancient corridors, silent footsteps echo, each one carrying the weight of 10,000 years. They belong to the Adeptus Custodes, the Emperor's companions, his eternal guard. They are not mere soldiers. They are not men. They are perfection given form, each one a living masterpiece. Long before the Imperium was born, the Emperor crafted them in secret. Where a space marine is made by process, a custodian is made by art. Every gene, every neural pattern, hand-forged to an impossible standard. No two are the same. Each is a unique reflection of the Emperor's will. Their training begins before they can speak, a lifetime of discipline that pushes them to the brink of destruction, only to be rebuilt stronger. They are something more than human, and perhaps something less. They serve not an empire, but a single, silent throne. When the Great Crusade lit the stars, the Custodes walked beside their master. They witnessed humanity's greatest triumphs and its deepest follies. They saw the birth of the Primarchs, those demigods who would one day tear the galaxy apart. And when that day came, when Horus turned traitor, it was the Custodes who held the gates of Terra as the universe burned. They fought, not for victory, but to buy one more precious heartbeat for their emperor. But when the siege ended, when their master fell, there was no celebration. They carried his broken body to the Golden Throne, sealed the doors of the inner palace, and for 10,000 years, they waited. They are now the eternal sentinels of a dying god. Their golden armor still gleams, but the light it reflects is hollow, catching the dust of decay. The Emperor's whispers no longer reach them, but they wait. They wait in silence. They wait without end. To be a custodian is to be unmoored from time. They remember their master's laughter. They remember his voice, and they remember the moment they lost him, a memory seared into their minds, impossible to forget. Beyond their palace walls, the Imperium rots and changes. Wars come and go, but within the Sanctum Imperialis, nothing changes. Some call this loyalty. Others might call it damnation. They do not sleep as mortals do. Their minds walk the Hall of Names, a memory vault, preserving the spirits of their fallen brothers. They carry the weight of every oath unfulfilled, every friend lost. Grief is their armor, wrapped in gold. And though their purpose seems absolute, their hearts are heavy with doubt. They were made to protect a man, not a silent god. They were made to serve a living will, not a decaying corpse. They are not worshippers. They are witnesses to the death of a dream. Once, they numbered in the tens of thousands. Now, their ranks are few. Not from defeat, but from silence. Some have ventured beyond Terra, forming the shield hosts that hunt the Imperium's darkest threats. But even they can't escape the shadow of the throne. Every mission, every victory, every death leads back to that one room where their master sits unmoving, unseeing. To the galaxy, they are gods of war. To themselves, they are prisoners. Immortality without purpose is a slow erosion. Inside their perfect armor, some custodians have begun to fracture. They cannot rebel, but they can question. Quietly, inwardly, a whisper between heartbeats. What is left to protect when the Emperor no longer speaks? In the dead of night, some claim to hear them, walking the halls, speaking softly to ghosts. Some kneel before the Eternity Gate, not in worship, but in sorrow. They know the truth without needing to see it. They can feel the slow decay, the faltering pulse of the machine that sustains their god. The Custodes know better than anyone. The Emperor is dying, and they can do nothing to stop it. Yet still, they stand. For 10,000 years, they have stood. Through betrayal, darkness, and the collapse of reason itself, they endure. Not because they believe they will win, but because they cannot imagine doing anything else. Their lives are a litany of duty, carved into their very flesh. Their faith is not hope, it is obedience. They are the finest of mankind, but perfection is a cage. Every doubt, every shred of individuality is buried beneath the crushing weight of their purpose. To be flawless is to never be free. Sote. What? They watch humanity worship the corpse of the man they once called. They hear the praises he never asked for. And in their profound silence, there is pain, the pain of knowing the truth and being unable to speak it. The Imperium calls them angels, tu themselves. They are simply custodians, keepers of a corpse, guardians of a god that no longer answers. And when the last star in the galaxy finally fades, when the last prayer dies in the throat of mankind, one sound will remain upon the ashes of Terra. The echo of golden footsteps in an empty hole, walking toward a throne that will never wake. The Adeptus Custodes will remain. Because they must. Because they were made to. Because there is nothing else left. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more stories from the grim darkness of the far future. We'll see you in the next one.